Folks, I've been, I guess, missing in action for a while, but I'm back and I'm going to try to get videos out more often than I have over the past 30 or so days. And I'm going to try to concentrate on issues that I believe are relevant not just on an individual basis, but on a broad and community basis. Obviously, the photo you see here is a picture of Andrea Constand. She, quote unquote, is the accuser in the Bill Cosby trial. Now, America has a history of attacking black people, and in particular, black males. Only in America do you find that laws are generated that are race specific. I point to you the Jim Crow laws of the South after the Reconstruction period took place. I point to you the laws in various states today regarding voter suppression, particularly Texas and North Carolina. I can look at sports and point to the creation of the 3-second rule, which specifically was an attack against Wilt Chamberlain. I also point to you the no dunk rule, which was specifically to target Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Again, only in America are laws and rules created in order to disadvantage the black community. Now, in this particular case, Miss Constand, who is gay, by the way, funny thing, but she's reported to be gay. I guess she's admitted that she's a gay individual. But not all gay people are strictly gay. A lot of them are bisexual. And in this particular case, those many years ago, I'm of the opinion that she was not completely a lesbian, but was, let us say, willing to experiment somewhat. But that being said, she reached an agreement with Mr. Cosby, a civil agreement with Mr. Cosby. And that should have been the end of it. But I believe that the society, the American society, the white supremacist society, the racist society, decided that they were going to make an example of one of our most powerful individuals, Bill Cosby. Therefore, they went to this person who they had specific information on and basically are using her as their tool in order to attack not just Mr. Cosby, but Black America overall. Now remember, there were never any criminal charges filed. The matter was strictly a civil matter. But as usual, laws were reworked, statutes of limitation were extended, everything in the world possible in order to bring us to this moment was done by, and again, I'm going to say, our white supremacist society in order to go after Mr. Cosby. Now, if everything is equal, there is no proof of any wrongdoing by Mr. Cosby. And the basic premise of our judicial system is that you are innocent until proven guilty. Ms. Constad has no police report, no medical reports, no outcries after the supposed inappropriate behavior occurred. None of this stuff went down until, at the minimum, a year after this supposed molestation occurred. Now, memory is a funny thing. And a lot of times we have repressed memories. We have memories that are altered by our own perception or biases regarding things. And I honestly believe that this woman basically had remorse for having a quote-unquote interaction with Mr. Cosby. But I don't know about you, but I was always taught that if you don't want to be somewhere, don't be there. I was always taught that when you go to a party or to a place that you are unfamiliar with, you don't accept any type of beverage or a medication. I was taught that at a very young age. I believe it was probably around 12 or 13. And then when I really started partying, 16, 17, for sure, you never put your drink down and left it and then came back. Innocent until proven guilty. There is no evidence. There is no proof. It is merely her word and the word of a quote-unquote prosecution witness who also has no evidence against Mr. Cosby. Now, to further, in my opinion, rig the situation, the trial was moved from a small town outside of Philadelphia, not into Philadelphia, okay, but into Pittsburgh. And the jury makeup is 10 whites and 2 blacks. The makeup basically is, I believe, 8 men and 4 women. Now, I don't know how many of the men and women are of whatever the racial designation that we have been made aware of, but in my mind, it doesn't matter. I don't believe that that jury is diverse. Not at 10-2. That's not diverse. So it's going to come down to a question of, do they want to go after Mr. Cosby on a racial basis, which is what I believe, or on the basis of actual evidence? Because if it is based on actual evidence, Mr. Cosby must be found not guilty. There's no other decision that can be arrived at based on the lack of evidence. But I guess we will see. Now, if you recall, or if you're aware, there have been numerous, and I do mean numerous, situations over the past year where white males have actually raped their victims, been found guilty of raping and molesting their victims. And they have been given probation. They have been given mediocre sentences of community service. Judges have gone out of their way to state that they didn't want to actually give a jail time because it would ruin the lives of these young men. And it didn't matter how heinous the rape was. And I'm talking about white men raping both women and other men. But I guess that's not going to come into context in this particular situation. This is a witch hunt. This is a lynching, plain and simple. And I guess now it's going to be up to the 12 people on the jury to decide whether they're going to allow the lynching of Mr. Cosby or not. But I know one thing. In my mind, Bill Cosby is innocent of all of these charges, and no matter what the jury outcome is, that will not change.